Hello, everyone. Looks good. Sound check. Looks good. Good. Welcome to Sunday night's Q&A, shooting the shit. Hello, Corey. With Roxanne, we're going to wait a couple minutes for folks to come on in, and then we'll get going. If you've arrived and you end up liking this, please give it a thumbs up. It helps with my algorithm, getting my material out there if you find it valuable. It'll help get the word around and give some people some ideas of a different perspective of reality. Hello, Deb. Hey, Kev. Good deal. We got some people coming in. Very good. Karina's here. You talk about a hero mindset. Helped me deal with a lot of people more easily this past week. Great, Corey. Great work. Good job. You can see that, and you see that in yourself. When you have that posture and you see that in yourself, you change that frequency, you change that vibration, you allow others to experience themselves as they are, and of course, giving them a different reality of choice to find it within themselves. Hello, Kim. Hello, Amy. Much love to you again, Corina. Thanks for coming in. But great work, Corey, on that. Good. I think we got enough folks in here. So, things hit me during the week, and sometimes I pop on, and I really don't have plans for that. I just use my life. It's relative because it's a human experience, and if you're attracted to the moments, there's always a relevance in there for you. So what I'm going to talk about tonight, I thought was a good idea. I want to break something down for you, okay? We're going to do it again to break it down so we can see something here. And, okay, so you're a circle of, you're an entity, and we're going to represent the entity. You as a circle on this, okay? So this is the God creator. They're interchangeable. You use what you will. Sometimes I use God, sometimes I use creator. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you. Hello, Naomi. Okay. So the God does things. What do gods do? Well, we create. The attraction is the law, and that creates the reality that we vibrate. Each individual singularity vibrates, and that vibration attracts. That truth attracts. So you can't use your mind about the vibration. You have to look somewhere else for the vibration. As Corey saw within himself, when we talked about the hero complex, that changes vibration because he saw something there, and therefore his reality is absolutely going to be different. So what happens when we create an incarnation? So the incarnation is created through focus. So say there's a co-created reality over here. This is a reality where a whole bunch of gods are looking in to this reality, okay? They're all focusing, creating incarnations. They all bubbles, okay? They're all little bubbles, and you're joining in this too, and you're co-creating a species. So let's say this species, particular species, is the idea of the Arcturian race, or the Andromedan race, or the Pleiadian race. Doesn't matter. So all of us focusing and creating this mass psyche perspective. If you want to understand mass psyche, read Mass Events and Seth material in Seth's books, okay? I think there's the nature of Mass Events and something, but look up Mass Events and Seth. So they're all experience their individuality through an expression. So all of this little fractal and how these people are seeing each other, right? How you're interacting with the other Arcturians is based off of this the way the singularity that is incarnating is expressed is from the nature of itself. So it is the way. It's way about it. Down here you have, everyone's heard it. Pay attention to this, okay? Stick with me. That's just the way he is. That's his nature. These are some of the ideas, okay? Mom or aunts and grandmothers, and look at the children. Oh, he's going to grow up to be this, or he's going to grow up to be that. Okay? That's not their way. There's no fucking way. Anyone is the way when you're human. Pay attention. When you're a God that create into an incarnation other than human, you're bringing in this persona. Persona. The nature of you. One of my classes, one of the schools I teach is persona development. Incredibly important. Incredibly fucking important. So this gestalt of an I am that has all these incarnation is an individual way of being. It's the nature of you. It's not how you're acting. It's the truth you express in all actions. That's the nature of you. That's what you want to find. So when we come to human, so all of these little bubbles now, so let's say there's a whole bunch of bubbles, these bubbles of reality, these singularities. All of these little singularities kind of looks like sperm trying to get to an egg, doesn't it? It's like, I'm going to be the first one there. So all these bigger ideas are incarnating down into this human psyche. But let's look at these tiny little fucking bubbles down here. Where the fuck are they getting their persona from? You guys have to come to terms with this. This takes honesty. Look, we're not emotional beings. Humans are emotional beings. Our nature is unconditional. We don't have a way through emotions. People act their way through emotional truths. Those emotional truths sway decisions. Are you paying attention? Hello, Virgo. Are you paying attention to your behaviors that are spurred, influenced, delegated, litigated by your emotional relationship to those thought processes? People said, well, you're making an emotional decision. Let's be logical. Logic is based off an emotional decision. I guarantee you, if you fucking be observant of it. Your persona is gone. You don't know who you are. You've never met you. You've met an idea of you that you grew up because they said so. You told yourself, your structure started telling you this is what you're supposed to do. And you developed a personality. How important is it to you to find out who you are? We know what you are. You're a creator. Who you are in the idea of externalism is complete distraction. What you are, by nature, you're a creator. An unconditional creator that doesn't fear, it doesn't hope, it doesn't think and ponder and wonder. It creates. That's the nature of our being. We are creators by nature. Everything that we have been told from all of the awakeners since the beginning of this frickin' time of humanity waking up, back to the Egypt days, back to the Mesopotamian days, whatever that Mesopotamian days, all written that we are creators. Hi, Kevin. We're creators, 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 not victims, not identities. Those are the personalities that give us an emotional relationship of identifying with a worthy self, something that matters. Are you paying attention to the world today? Are you paying attention to the kids today, the generations of change? There's a lot of structures. There's not good ones and not bad ones. There's a lot of structures going on. People are excited and people are doing this and people are TikToking themselves to death and influencing, and they have a whole bunch of enormous amount of identities. And I want you guys to pay attention to yours. The world is going to take care of itself. The world is an enormous distraction. It has nothing to do with you. Until you say yes to the world, then the world becomes your business. When you focus on your business in the world that you're in the here and the now, that's where you start to see and enlighten yourself to the awareness of your personality versus your persona. That's awakening. It's remembering the I am and not the I am not. I say that a lot. The I am not is a personality that's angry. It's a personality that wants to be a hero, that wants to be sympathetic, that wants to be a victim, that wants to help out, that wants to get reflected back that they're a good person. They want to do this. It's not that you don't do those actions, damn it. Don't think you'd stop and do nothing, because that's the finite mind of polarity. If it's not one way, it goes to the opposition, and that's it. You can do acts of greatness. You can be sympathetic, but not as identities, not as fucking identities. That's an emotional posture. And when you do that, vibrates, and it creates, and then you're 50 years older. That's the only thing that's happened is nows. Then you're up here distracted in your mind about your timeline. How many of you ever listened to Bashar says you can recreate your history? You can. Don't you know that everything that you're keeping alive in your history is you keeping alive in your history? Hello, Brenda. You're the only one keeping the past alive. People ask me questions. Roxy, what happened here? What's the purpose of this? Why did I choose this? Why? And it's all in the past. None of it's fucking now. So what they're doing is they're feeding. They're looking at something. They have an emotional relationship. Do you hear that fucking word? Emotional relationship. And they're spurred about this emotion, and they want to understand it with their logical, emotional, not God mind, so they can get rid of the emotional uncomfortableness they're having, and they want to change that with the satisfaction of answering a fucking question. How about the relationship itself, the personality that says you feel this way, and then you, the thinker that's feeling this way, the fractal that's experiencing this whole fucking separation game, goes, I got to get rid of that fucking feeling. No, you didn't miss too much, Robin. I want to get rid of this feeling. I don't feel good about this. So how can I change the way I feel? I feel bad. I need to feel good. Well, there's 1,000 ways to fucking change your way. Most of them, almost all of them, are with another emotion. The entire fractal identity relies on as a polarized or dualistic entity of separation that only understands itself as a dualistic way of being. So you always have the experience of whatever depletion of self you can put yourself into suffering, and whatever joy you're allowed to have in your life. And it's all up to you. Your past doesn't dictate who you are now unless you drag that guilt and that baggage into the now and keep it fucking alive with an emotional status. What I'm telling you is you're not your history. You're not your personality. You are a, hello, Victor. Great to see you. You are a fucking creator that isn't emotional. I have deep emotions, guys. I was a fucking train wreck more than I've ever been in my life. I was realized how fucked up I am with all these things. And it's no blame. It's the game, but it's not really fucked up. It's an experience that I can understand because I'm awakened and I have enough maturity and humility to realize if I externalize this, I create what we call the cycle or the cyclic idea of that emotional status if I'm using an emotion to get rid of an emotion. So I got all of these beings. We're all these beings in this co-created reality, and we're working with emotion, and we're creating and sustaining emotional ideas. And slowly but surely, we're awakening. And those changes of behavior feed into the collective whole. And the collective whole, feel that vibration and feel there's a change. And the ones that have courage and are brave to choose the change instead of remain the same, to discover the unknown self, enlighten themselves, and offer the same light in exchange for the idea of what? Their own evolution. I'm here to evolve me, not you, not the human species. I can't evolve the human species. I can't evolve you. No one is here. There's no preacher, no teacher, no person that is a goddamn leader of anybody. But that takes the acceptance, the enormous acceptance of responsibility. That you can't keep passing the buck off to some fucking bullshit ADHD label, PTSD label, the idea of fuck, when did Asperger's all of a sudden become a goddamn fucking hip thing to have? Tommy Jean has been on Social Security since he's been 17 years old. Why? Because he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, which got, of course, upgraded because they didn't know what it was to Asperger's because, we're in our 50s. And back then they were dumber than a box of rocks, just like they are now. And then in the future, they'll see that, well, that generation, each generation discovers something new in the last generation, got them there. But they always look back and say, what were they thinking? Just like when we drilled holes in 1918 to let the demons out of the fucking head of the psychotic people in the mental institutions. Now we understand mental isn't an actual thing. Mental illness is a thing because of the fucking pressures on earth, the different things that we set up, the lacking of self. Of course you're going to, but it's part of the experience. But we've taken these things and we've made them heroic in a lot of ideas. And people are walking around identifying themselves as I'm this and I'm this and I'm this. Is bipolar real? If you fucking make it real. Is ADHD real? If you make it real. It's all real. Tommy has Asperger's. That's one way to look at it. Tommy has, what's the other one for it? Autism. That's another way to look at it. Is it real? Yes, it's real. It's absolutely real. But I'm asking people to be honest with themselves and look at the labels they're putting into it. Is that what you need in order to cope? Tommy didn't do that. He didn't start out and go, I'm going to be this. He's wired different. Hang out with him for 10 minutes and you know that. But then you have these other people that say they're Asperger's and they're laboring it. ADHD is because they don't like school. I fucking hated school. I had ADHD. Thank God they didn't have any goddamn medicine to make me even stupider than I was. When are you guys going to learn? Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Stop worrying about what they is, because where's the relationship? Here's the relationship. I'm going to look at that person as this. I'm creating an emotional relationship. In my mind, I'm thinking how they feel. You never know how they feel. So you make that this, and that creates your emotional thing. It's not about the labels. It's about the relationship you have with everything. Each master is unto themselves. So you got to look at your kingdom. I'm using these examples for you guys to look at you and see what you're carrying as your kingdom that you are running energy through and allowing that attraction to be through that same vibration, that same veil. We're better than this. It's so weird for me to be trans because I'm not trans. I don't proponent trans. I don't act like a woman. I don't act like a man. I just, whatever I am, I am. And that's a little fucker in my mind that doesn't like that. My own little belief system that's emotional is dying for an identity. I won't give it. I won't give my fucking ego an identity. I went through it. I wanted to be called her and she and Miss. And I am. Sometimes I'm not. And I don't jump anyone down the throat. I can't judge another person's journey. They got their own fucking right. We got to look at this. We got to look at the personality we've created. Enlightenment is about deconstructing the bullshit that you carry every fucking day. And you're not going to see 90% of it. But if you see one thing, one time, you can start. And when you change that, you're going to enlighten. You're going to change your frequency. And different light is going to birth out of you. And it's going to expose something. It's going to expose another not truth for you. That you've been saying it is your truth, and you're realizing you're bullshitting only one person to bullshit in all of creation, yourself. The persona is someone who doesn't think about itself. It is itself. And it's very difficult because I find different parts of me. I find an emptiness inside. I want to have something to be. And I'm discovering every time I'm thinking about something to be, I'm creating anyway. I'm always fucking creating. I'm always relating to reality because I'm always here and now, and I'm always I am. It never stops. So the more you release from what you recognize as no longer yourself, the not true self, the not God truth that was given to you by the societal norms, the societal must, the idea of a child that looks to the graces of its parents for that love, that separation, and it can see something that loves it, and that love is bonded, and then that love betrays you. But not in the idea of unloving. It starts by saying that's not good enough. And then the society says, no, you don't fit. Well, the society says, well, you're not smart enough. And this is the way we treat each other. We're a fucking collective. You need to start treating the fucking collective. But you have to treat yourself great first. And treating the collective is not a good way and a bad way. That's the fucking distraction. That's the red herring. Yes, Enos, absolutely. That's a red herring. It's not about treating people good or bad. It's about being your truth. That's the service you give by being authentic, because it's vibration, and any vibration pierces right through the idea. That authentic idea pierces through the veil and it hits people, and they're going, damn. But of course, their mind's going to go to work, and they might reject, and they might get angry, and they might cry, and they might blame, whatever they're going to do. That's their journey. Get your nose out of other people's fucking business and take care of your fucking house. Don't let people come in and shit on your fucking porch and leave. You don't be nice. You don't be mean. What you be is your truth in the moment. That's the service of enlightenment. being the authentic self, to give people a reflection of something they're missing within them that's represented in light in their attracted world. I get a lot of people said, Roxanne, we love your energy. You're raw. You're authentic. I can't be any other way. I don't want to be any other way. I hate being other ways. But the only way I know is what I feel in the now. And that's scary. It's scary. It's fucking scary because there's so much rejection on the edge. Your mind is feeding on fear about what's going to happen if. All of you wives out there or husbands out there, go ahead, take that little fucking secret you've been hiding, and you all have them, and tell your spouse about it. Tell the significant other, this is my truth. This is what I want. I dare you. I dare you to release yourself from your own fucking prison that you are doing, that you're keeping. You're the guard, the warden, the prisoner. You got the keys. Be honest. That's the change you have to be in front of that person that is significant to you. And whatever relationship it doesn't need to be love. It's just a relationship of significance. You can feel that it might even be a dependency. And if you wreck that dependency, there's going to be an absence, and the mind loses that absence of fulfillment. It fears that loss. And then you don't know what to do, and you're afraid, so you don't shine your light. And you show the collective it's okay to be dark. That's the only thing you do. Motherfuckers, come on my fucking channel and tell me how to do. Write me emails and tell me how to fucking do it. Say to me, no, it's this. But you won't get out there and fucking put yourself out there. Fuck you, coward. Shut up and go to work. Don't piggyback on me. Be light, be brave, and be bold. And it doesn't have to be a speaker. It can be a goddamn truck driver. It can be a ditch digger. It can be an electrician. It can be a salesman at a furniture store. But be authentic. So whatever environment you're in is showing that you are allowed to be I am. And you have to discover that persona. And that persona is not known to you. And you're going to stumble, and you're going to mumble, and you're going to go, I'm not sure if this is me. But you got to take the chance to find out, because when you step in it and you feel it and you go, whoa, yeah, that is me. That is me. Yeah. And sometimes you go, nope, I'm not going to play this part of me anymore. It's not me. I can feel the resistance. It's not a resonance. It doesn't feel I am. And you take down a piece and you bring in a piece, and you start to build this persona once again. You know? Ines Castro asks, is the human experience the only ones needing to create labels and separate? Well, because they're separate. They're the only beings that are separate. So, of course, they create labels. That's what we do. We have red, blue, white, black, orange, purple. We have designations of everything. We have designation on our race, our political views, our genders. And people hold on to them, and they fight and scream for them. They want to be separate because that's their identity. So they want to go to the grave, absolutely go to the grave, fighting, because they're afraid. They're afraid they're going to be something else on the other side if they don't choose that identity. Or they might use God as an excuse, or something as an excuse in their reason. And that's the reasoning. In their mind, it is true. It's not an excuse in their mind, but you understand what it is. You understand they're not that portions. So you got to be authentic and offer them change, but not preaching. By being light, by being the self in the moment, by developing your persona. God, I used to wake up every fucking morning trying to wonder, or ready to, my mind would go 110 miles an hour, ready to tackle the day and how I was going to handle the day. I had 1,000 thoughts. I had emotions. I was stressed. I was like, God damn. Okay, here we go. We got to get through this day. And I did it. Get through it. But that was a state of being. And I was filling all these little emptinesses with identities and purposes and outcomes and measurements. And that's life. You're telling me that life is accomplishment. The next thing, that's what life is. Bullshit. I call fucking bullshit on that. Life is creation. It is expressing the inner self, the long forgotten self, encrusted deep within the core of you, surrounded by the barnacles of belief systems. And you have to chip away by what? Being the truth of the moment, taking a chance on yourself, noticing your own bullshit, being honest and brutally honest, and saying, I don't need to do this. I'm not that person. And you don't fix it in a day. You fix it in a lifetime. It takes a lifetime of work. Invest in your future by being yourself now. You'll understand that when you're done with this game. Develop the persona here. Platoon yourself with an opportunity of birthing a different self, of creating a walking God. You can do that. But you have to see it. It's you. It's nothing else but you. It's all happening in your head. All of it is happening right here. This expression that you put around you. Look, the world that you have around you now, forget about it. You can't change it. You can't change the now. But the now you can choose different, which changes the next now and the next now. So your reality will change. My reality, my relationship with money, my relationship with my parents, my relationship with my own love, with the putrid hatred I had for myself, the disappointment, the anxiety. This has taken me 10 years to deconstruct. 10 years. There's no pills. There's no escape. There's no fucking guru that's going to give you 2 or 3 perfect little words and all of a sudden it's all going to be lifted. And then you're, oh, there. You got to do the work yourself. It's a master class. You've all heard Bashar say it's a master class. Go, and for the ones out there that have your master degrees, I commend you. That must be a son of a bitch to get your goddamn master's. I couldn't make it through a semester of fucking college because it was a joke to me. Because my mind was a joke. My mind was not anywhere understanding education. I wanted to play. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to experience just anything. I wanted to experience Pink Floyd and cruising in my car. You know? I didn't want to go to school. What the fuck is school? Homework? Are you kidding me? I had a fucking bicycle to ride. Stop. That's the nature of me. Humanity wanted me to be that. That's the structure we're supposed to be. If you do it because you love it and that's your nature as this human, then fucking pursue it. Go after it. Go get your master's. But now how about doing it for yourself instead of for your mommy and daddy or for what society says or that better job says? So you can have a better job and work good and make that income and be safe and secure, but be a dormant little fucking bug within the idea of the gestalt of you, never taking a chance on yourself to enlighten and become a creator instead of this idea that humanity puts up on a pedestal and reveres. You can get all that acceptance, but if you want to understand what it feels like when the acceptance and the applause ends, go find yourself an actor that's not famous anymore. Go to one of those little mall places where they come in and they're signing signatures and their movies were from 20 years ago and no one recognizes them. And they need the background picture that says I was famous once. Go look at that fucking emptiness. That's all you're maintaining. Tear it out. Stop being what you think you are and start expressing what you feel you are, not emotional. Put that little observer on guard. Say, that's an emotional decision. That's an emotional. Where's God? Oh, yeah, right here. The divinity, that divine self that goes, I got this, motherfucker. I can feel my truth in here. And then admit to yourself you're scared. Admit to yourself, I'm scared. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I need to find out if this is real, because I know one thing. If I don't change, my life doesn't change, because I create my own rally and my own reality. Okay? Persona development. It's difficult. It's difficult. The faded out actor. What a beautiful analogy. God damn. I've seen him. And I'm like, fuck, man. And they're just another person working jobs, or, signing signatures for $40 on a picture. It's like, come on, man. Be your light right now. Don't rely on external value to create you. That externalism will wash away and you'll be empty again, cycling yourself, desperately trying to find an identity through whatever. That's why assholes become assholes, is because they haven't found any acceptance of good. Anyone can be an asshole and anyone can be good. If they got accepted for being good, they go along the good route. If they got accepted for being an asshole, they go along an asshole route. Parents think you're a fucking idiot, you're dumb, they go along the rejection route. And then they become depending on some people. Sometimes they get abusive. Sometimes they lash out. Sometimes each individual is going to find a way. But it's about rejection. I guarantee you that. And even if you have that plastic, oh, you did a good job, there's no love behind it. Because you're looking for people to fulfill your expectations and have them be your goddamn puppet. If you're a parent and you want your kids to live up to your fucking standards, you're a fucking cunt. Don't ever do that to a person. And again, if you're here listening to that words, take your goddamn childish expectation off your kids and let that child be a god, because they will supersede you. They will embarrass you. They will be, I'm sure, gifted if you turncoat on them and go, oh, wow, they're so special. Stop trying to be an outside identity looking for your value through the externalism. You're a goddamn god. You're a creator. And you're fucking putting your shit all over people. It's like a lion pissing all over everything in its territory. You guys are better than this. We all are better than this. We have to find ourselves. We have to bring God here. And we're all gods here and now. We just have to take down the darkness within each kingdom and enlighten. Express that any way you can. Be bold, be awesome, be brave. And I think that's it. Just to give you a heads up, I am going to book a place out in California. Give me a little feedback on if you would like that. LA, 2 nights, probably a channeling sometime in April. Be there live. We'll do Q&A. We'll do channeling. I'm not going to do a workshop idea. We did the workshop this year. And this next year, just want to do a couple nights of channeling. So tell me how you feel about LA. Easy to get to. Lots of people out there. Do a couple of nights in some big business center or hotel or something like that. Come this April. And other than that, nay, works for me. I love you guys. I really fucking do. Because I know what you are. You're the greatness that gives me life. I love you for it. All right, everyone. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. Donation button is down there on the Odyssey of Ascension. Follow that and you can donate if you want to support the channel that way. And we'll see you all If not this week, next Saturday, next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Good deal, Brenda. All right, everyone. I love you. Take care, everyone. Bye.